EastEnders has seen many characters come and go over the years, but there are a few Walford residents who have remained focal to numerous storylines. In upcoming scenes on the BBC soap, it seems one stalwart stays could be numbered. Mr. Lister, played by Nick Wilton, has been a familiar face on EastEnders since he was first introduced 14 years ago as the show's no-nonsense market inspector. The long-term character has dipped in and out of the BBC soap, but his most recent stint saw him hire Honey Mitchell, Emma Barton, as his replacement as she became the first female to assume the role and he rose through the ranks. However, this means it is likely he will be making fewer appearances in the future, bringing an end to a decade-long stint on the programme. The drama begins to unfold in next week's episodes of the weeknight serial drama as Honey is finally finding her feet as the market inspector. Having been in the role for a few weeks by this point, she is pulled in by Mr. Lister for a performance review as he still holds some authority. Though, the mother of two is taken aback when she realizes her boss is more interested in getting drinks now he has been promoted. As the meeting starts and the drinks flow, Honey becomes concerned about how Mr. Lister is acting and she feels very uncomfortable following the rather bizarre afternoon. The quirky character returns home and vents to her partner, J. Brown, Jamie Borthwick. After the conversation, Honey is feeling inspired and it's not long before she is using the situation to her advantage. It could be the mother of two will report her boss for unacceptable behavior in the workplace and he will be called into a disciplinary meeting. Following the conversation with the market board, it could be decided Mr. Lister is going to be let go as the committee thinks someone else should take on his role. Having only just become the market inspector, Honey could be asked to take on the promotion as the board like how forward-thinking she is. Turfed out after more than a decade and a half, Mr. Lister could accept defeat and leave his life in Walford behind him. There have been a number of market inspectors over the years following Mr. Lister's arrival onto the streets of Walford in 2008. Former resident of the square, Damwa Masood, Hamish Patel, was once the show's market inspector and he fitted into the role quite well. Bradley Branning, Charlie Clements, was also Mr. Lister's assistant for a brief time but he never made it to the market inspector position. Alex Shireff's, Christian Keeling, was brought in for a year to shake things up in the market but his focus lay elsewhere as he began a relationship with Roxy Mitchell, Rita Simmons. He was eventually fired by the head office when it was discovered he has been fiddling the books, leading to another character taking on the role before she left the square back in 2018. Carmel Kazemi, Bonnie Langford, assumed the position and she was quite robust in her approach. Robbie Jackson, Dean Gaffney, also held the role for a period of time before Mr. Lister took back his former title off-screen. He was brought back to the drama when he was looking to hire for a new replacement, with Martin Fowler, James Bye, and Stacey Slater, Lacey Turner, both going for the role. It was the latter who managed to beat her ex-husband but after just a few days, she realized it wasn't for her and this led to Honey becoming the current market inspector. Having been fired from the Minute Mart by Suki Ponesar, Belvinder Supal, the mother of two saw it as her new venture to begin a new chapter of her life away from life on the square as the formidable Mr. Lister. The actor who plays him, Nick, stars in roles on the stage. The actor has appeared in numerous plays over the years but in 2017, he spoke about what it was like to play a character in the production of Dog Ends. Dubbed as a black comedy, the theatre show focuses on the story of a pensioner who is becoming somewhat of a burden to their family. Asked why he wanted to take part, Nick said, "It's a terrific play, a wonderful mix of social comedy and satire with a hint of farce. I've always loved Richard Harris plays and was in a national tour of his Outside Edge a few years ago, which was great fun." Nick continued, "I've worked with two of the cast several times before too, Anita Graham and Jeffrey Holland. We've done quite a few Ray Cooney farces together. Jeffrey and I were in the revival of 2 into 1 at the Mania Chocolate Factory a couple of years ago, 2014. It's great working with them both again. My biggest problem is they make me laugh when I shouldn't," He explained to the London Theatre One publication he is not the only EastEnders star to feature in the production, as the former star of the show, Tracy Ann Oberman, also played a character in the show. She played Chrissy Watts for the best part of 18 months back in 2004 to 2005, and she has been tipped to be making her own return to the weeknight serial drama.